When me and my fiance were looking for a place to live in St. Augustine, we had to necessarily figure out what was going to be the best location for us. We're actually both realtors, so we drive a good bit. So what I wanted and what I needed were two different things. And luckily, I have my fiance to thank me and reel me back in when I was being a little bit unrealistic. Now, me myself, I wanted to live on the beach. I wanted to be close to the amphitheater, I wanted to be close to the beach, I wanted to be close to downtown St. Augustine. So, we don't always get what we want, as that famous song goes. And we settled actually on a place right off of 16 and 95. Being in that location has helped us so much though, because we drive all the time. So if I would have had to live on the beach and drive to 95 to go everywhere I needed to go, I'd be spending an extra 20 minutes to do so. So the main point of that is that you need to figure out what's best for you and your personal situation. And if you're looking for more information about that, then this is definitely the video for you. So stay tuned. What's up everyone? This is Thomas with Keller Williams here in St. Augustine, Florida. And if you're looking for everything you need to know about eating, sleeping, working, and where to live in St. Augustine, Florida, then this is the video for you. So please tap that subscribe button below and like and comment if you have any questions. So St. Augustine is a part of St. Johns County. It is actually the majority of the county, but it is a part of St. Johns County, and St. Augustine is the city within it. The city limits go pretty far north, and what we're going to do is I'm just going to show a map overview and kind of go through everything that in terms of the area and what you're going to expect. So I'm going to dive into a couple of different areas, and the first one is going to be St. Augustine Beach. Now, I grew up on St. Augustine Beach. I lived right off of Pope Road. I was blocks to the beach, so I know a good bit about the area. My grandma still lives on St. Augustine Beach, so I'm very, very familiar with it. St. Augustine Beach is going to be the area if you definitely want to take it down a notch. It's going to be a good bit of touristy as well, because you do have the hotels, a whole bunch of Airbnbs on that stretch of beachfront. And of course, why wouldn't you? It's beautiful. But if you're looking to live in a residential area, there are single family homes there. There are also townhouses and condos that are available to live in, though you do have to beware because there are other people that rent those out on the daily, on the weekly, on the monthly. That depends on your zoning, of course, and there are certain areas that are restricted to what they can and can't do in terms of rentals. A single family home is going to go north of $500,000. Of course, you could get some for cheaper than that, but I would just expect to pay somewhere north of $500,000 if you're looking for a single family home here in the area. Now, if you're looking for a condo or a townhouse, now that could range depending on your preferences and your tastes, but I would expect to pay anywhere from $150,000 to $1 million if you're looking to have the penthouse suite. On St. Augustine Beach, you're going to have access to some great restaurants that line A1A. You're definitely going to have access to the amphitheater where they have all the live music you could want, bring a whole bunch of different acts into there. You're going to be about 10 minutes to downtown St. Augustine, 15 minutes depending where you are on the beach. So there's, your other restaurants, your bars down there, your history down there as well. And one of the bad things about St. Augustine Beach is going to be that you are, in the event of a hurricane, probably not the best area. They have evacuated the island a couple of different times. My grandma got evacuated a couple of years ago during Hurricane Matthew. Luckily, her house stayed and keeps going. Living on St. Augustine Beach may not be ideal for you if you're looking for a little bit more of a residential feel. There is, of course, smaller residential areas within St. Augustine Beach, but it is becoming more and more touristy. So if you're looking for more of like a residential amenities-based type of place, you're not going to find too many of those on St. Augustine Beach. Now, there are going to be smaller communities with single family homes in there, though for the most part you are going to find a good bit of rentals. The downside of St. Augustine Beach as well, like I said before, is going to be your distance to 95. It's great to live on the beach. You got everything right there. You don't really need to leave, but at the same time, if you do need to get somewhere, it's going to add an extra 20 to 30 minutes to your commute, just depending where you're on the island, because you have to get to 95 to go north or south anywhere here in the state. So it does add a little bit of time to your commute. I'll show you where the St. Augustine Amphitheater is, which is one of the main entertainment aspects of our little town here. It's a great little venue. That's right off of A1A here. It borders the Anastasia State Park. So if you're coming from, let's just say here, you're in the middle of St. Augustine Beach here, it's going to be about a 7-minute drive. So now if you're to extend that, let's move this ticker down here. We'll go all the way down to where you're at the bottom of 207 here. Oh, whoops. There we go. That's going to be about a 13-minute drive. Since we're down there, we'll also show you how long it's going to take you to get to downtown St. Augustine, which is where you're going to find a lot of restaurants, a lot of shops, a lot of the history. And that's going to take you about 21 minutes according to the map. Right now it's about 5:30 p.m. And of course you do have the beach. I'm not even going to put that in because anyway you strike it, you're 5-10 minutes from the beach. You're living right on an island. If you don't have beach access here, maybe you have intercoastal access here, and you can access the river really easily. If you are looking for an intercoastal home where you have access to the water, there's not too much of that on St. Augustine Beach. You are going to have some homes here that will have that around the head here and along here as well. The majority of the canal homes in the area are actually going to be down here south in St. Augustine Beach, which is Treasure Beach. My grandma actually lives in this area here. So right here is where you're going to have canal access to the intercoastal, which could take you out to the ocean if you'd like. So if you're a boater and you like to be on the water, this is probably going to be the best area for you to live in. There's no HOA here in the area. The next area I wanted to talk about is going to be downtown St. Augustine. Like I said before, this is going to be the area where there's going to be your history. You got the fort down there. You have Ripley's Believe It or Not down there. You have St. George Street with all the bars and restaurants that you could want. If you're living in downtown, probably the vibes you're looking for is probably you like to walk a lot. Because that's honestly, if I was going to live somewhere, I love to be able to walk to places. If I want to go out and have a nice drink, if I want to go out and have a nice meal, I like to be able to take a walk there, walk it off when I leave, you know what I mean? This area here, you're definitely going to spend north of $500,000 for a single family home. It's a historical area. There's tons of homes that are older than 100 years old. So you do have a mix of like that Key West cottage style and the traditional vibe down there. There's some ranch homes spotted in between as well. There's not too many single family, or sorry, my mistake. There are not too many condo townhomes in this area. There are some condos and townhomes a little bit more north here on San Marco. But in this area, I would say expect to pay $200,000 north for a condo or a townhouse in this area. Now, if you're looking to go out to eat, you're going out to drink, then downtown St. Augustine's for you. You can also walk the streets. You'll hear live music all over the place, so you can find something you like. They have something for everyone down there. They have a cigar bar down there as well. If you just like to go for the history, they got beautiful churches down there, beautiful architecture in general. So you can take a nice stroll, see the sunset, look at the boats on the marina. Downtown's a great area to go down to. Now, if you want to live in downtown St. Augustine, there are a couple things to be aware of. Of course, during the tourist season, you are going to have a hard time with parking. You're going to have a hard time with traffic. The Lions Bridge goes up every 30 minutes. So if you are a local and you're driving around a lot down here, that can be an issue. Believe me, it is. Another downside of living in downtown St. Augustine is going to be the stormwater management. It's got the nation's oldest streets in that city, so the stormwater management isn't exactly the best in the world. So when it does rain, it almost tends to pool up and lake up in places. talk about the commute here. So everyone knows Castillo de San Marcos. So let's just use that as the focal point of our search. So if you're wanting to go to St. Augustine Beach, you actually have two options here. You can either go to St. Augustine Beach, of course, which we already covered. Now to get here to this area, it's going to be about 13 minutes. You got parking and everything too. So let's say 20. But you could also go north if you wanted to over here to Vilano Beach. So let's just take a look at what that'll look like. That'll probably be a little easier of a commute depending on what section of town you're in, downtown. There you go. It's going to be about 11 minutes, okay? So that's not too far down there from St. Augustine Beach. Now, if you wanted to go to the amphitheater, we'll do that as well. The amphitheater is 9-minute drive away. So, I mean, really, really close. And you can see as we zoom in here, everything that you can do down here, all our restaurants along A1A here. Guys, if you're liking this content and providing value to you, please press that subscribe button below. Also hit the like button. If you have any questions I might be able to answer, go ahead and leave a comment and I'll get right back to you. The other section of St. Augustine I wanted to go over is going to be Vilano Beach. Vilano Beach, sometimes you go down there and it looks like it's kind of like 80s Miami. It's very interesting. And then you go northern on Vilano Beach and you see $1 million homes lining the coast. So it's definitely a one-road town. There's A1A going through it, and that's really pretty much it. Aside from that, they do have a little commercial sector on the south end of the island where you have your shopping store and maybe a pizza place or two, maybe a restaurant or two. And there's a couple restaurants stretched on the either the intercoastal side and also the ocean side of Vilano Beach, which give you great views of both the ocean and the intercoastal. There's a couple restaurants that actually look over the intercoastal. You see the boats going by, the sun setting. It's very beautiful. This is the one area I want to talk about. If you are considering moving here and you still want that small town beach vibe, I believe Vilano Beach is going to have that. Now, single family homes, you're definitely going to spend north of $500,000 being here in this area. Of course, depending on your preferences, could go a little bit more, could be a little bit less. But as our market appreciates, I think it's going to keep going up. We will see it keep going up here a little bit more. Now, if you're looking for a condo and a townhouse, I would say that you're going to spend north of $300,000, depending on what, of course, you need and your preferences in the home. But this area here, this is the main road here, A1A. It's a scenic highway. You can see the ocean from the road here, and along here you're also going to see stretches of condos, townhouses, and $1 million houses along the waterfronts here and along these intercoastal stretches. A lot of these people are going to have intercoastal access onto here with boat docks and boat ramps, which gives them a great opportunity to access the water, come down here to St. Augustine, hang out in the marina, maybe pull up their boat and go downtown. The downside of Vilano Beach is going to be that it is a one-road town pretty much. So you're either going to have residential homes or you're going to have, it's majority residential and there's commercial spotted throughout, and most of that's going to be restaurants. So there's not exactly a whole bunch to do in northern Vilano Beach. Northern Vilano, you're going into Ponte Vedra. They do have the Ponte Vedra concert hall, which is really nice to get to. It's going to be about 10 minutes, 15 minutes to downtown St. Augustine. And then to get to the airport, you're going to have to take either A1A all the way north, or you're going to have to cut over to 95, which is going to be about a 20 to 30 minute drive from Vilano Beach to 95 at the closest interval. And if you're looking to go to the St. Augustine Amphitheater, that is going to take a little bit longer. It's going to take you about 20 minutes to get down there. If you are taking the Lions Bridge, keep in mind every half hour, this is a drawbridge. It goes up and down. So plan your commute around that. Trust me. This next section here, I'm going to group this together because it's not exactly a great geographical area. I'm going to call this St. Augustine South, which a lot of people here in the area refer this to. And this is going to be a broader area here. And this here is probably going to be the more residential section of St. Augustine. A lot of people that live here more than likely live in this area. Okay, so this is going to be about 10 to 15 minutes from the beach and the downtown areas. But if you live there in the area, everything else is going to be right next to you. So if you need grocery, if you need to go shopping, it's all going to be within 10 to 15 minutes right there. And then if you need to go downtown, if you want to go to the beach, you can drive on the beach here. That's a big deal as well. Most of this is undeveloped land out here. As you get closer to downtown St. Augustine, the beaches, you're seeing more and more development, and that is starting to continue its way out from the east to the west, downtown St. Augustine, the beaches, coming closer and closer to 95. Now, if you're looking for a home here in this area here, I would say that if you're looking for a single family detached home, I would expect to pay north of $300,000. Of course, there are certain areas where you can get a home for cheaper than that. Just depends on what your preferences are personally, style of home, size of home. All those we can factor in when you want to talk about it. But yeah, if you're looking for a single family detached home, definitely expect to pay north of $300,000. There are new construction homes right here that are roughly around $330,000, but there's also resales going exactly for that over here in the south for $350,000. If you're looking for a condo or a townhouse, in this area is probably going to run north of $150,000. Just depending, of course, what you're looking on, how many bedrooms, how many square feet, what kind of amenities are going to come with it. So that all just depends on what specifically you are looking for. The downside to that, of course, is going to be that it is not close to those things. You are then going to have to drive there, pay for the parking. Or if you're going to the beach, you can drive onto the beach, which is really nice. I recommend four-wheel drive. The beach recommends four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. But they do have sections that you can go on with two-wheel drive, though it's definitely not recommended to do that. The other section of town I want to talk about is going to be Northwest St. Augustine. Now, Northwest St. Augustine originally pretty much started as a suburb of Jacksonville. It almost feels like a lot of the people that live in that area commute to Jacksonville for work. Since COVID, of course, things have changed. People are working from home now, but it still stands. This is a great area here. Pretty much everything there is new, from the homes to the commercial retail stores. Everything is built pretty much within the past 20 to 25 years. Of course, there are things that are older than that, but a lot of the inventory in that area is going to be within the past 20 to 25 years. Now, as you look at the map here, you can see that historic St. Augustine is down here. You still have all this land up in this area here. So it's pretty much going to run to St. Augustine right up here to about Fruit Cove. St. Johns County is going to run up this high. St. John's, the city, is still within St. Johns County. Nocatee, you're going to have a split of things in Jacksonville and also in St. Johns County. This is a great area if you need to travel a lot, because you'll be close to all the major highways, 9B, 95, 295, all kind of within that little pocket there, 16 as well. And then if you need to get to the airport, it's probably a 45-minute to an hour commute to Jacksonville Airport. At the same time, if you need to go to Orlando, hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how you drive. If you pedal to the metal, hour and a half. If you take your time, I'd definitely go with the 2 hours. The downside to that is you're probably in that area of northwestern St. Johns County, St. Augustine. You're going to be in the 30-minute to 40-minute range to get to the beach. If you're going downtown, you're definitely going to be in the 30-minute range to get downtown, depending on traffic and, of course, how you drive. So that's the downside to it. You're not necessarily down to the amphitheater and the beach, but you do have on that side, you have more amenities in the communities and HOAs there. Definitely a large group of subdivisions have been built out in that area where you can find all the amenities you're looking for, if that's lap pools, tennis, pickleball, whatever you're looking for. Walking trails, they have it there, kayak launches, all in the northwestern area of St. Augustine. You're going to have these amenity-rich subdivisions. Okay, so as you look here in this area, this is going to be the area where if you're looking for a single-family home in an amenity center, then this is probably the ideal section for you. There's tons of country clubs out here. There's going to be huge golf courses out here. World Golf Village is in this area. But if you're looking for sprawling amenities, lap pools, tennis courts, basketball courts, community events, then this area right here is probably going to be where you want to land. They have tons of new construction here in this area. A lot of that is driven because, of course, your distance to Jacksonville, because you are right here off of 95. So if you do need to commute into the city, it is a great area to live as well. So if you're looking at St. John's going down to the historic district, that's going to take you about 30 minutes. Of course, you got to park and everything, so maybe a little bit longer. It is 5:30 on a Tuesday, so you do have some traffic. But yeah, on average, I would say 30 minutes is about a good time. Now, if you're looking to go to the beach, maybe you wouldn't go to St. Augustine Beach. Maybe you go to Ponte Vedra Beach. But let's just say, just for the purposes of this video and understanding where everything is at, it's going to be about a 40-minute drive. There is an accident on the way there, but I mean, it's 30 miles, so that's about right. I would say it's going to be a little bit longer once you find parking and everything, unless you want to drive onto the beach, which parking is abundant. Now, homes in this area, I would say, are probably going to go north of $300,000. You do have a lot of brand new communities popping up in here, which is really nice. There whole bunch of amenities here in the area as well. Mostly going to be single family detached homes. There are also condo communities and townhome communities within here, but I would say to expect north of $200,000 if you're looking for a townhouse or a condo here in the area. Guys, and that is it. Thank you so much for watching. If you thought I provided some value to you and you're looking for more information about St. Augustine, please tap the subscribe button below, like the video, comment on it, ask me anything you want to know. I'd love to get back to you. I'd love to help out.